Buckle up because we are diving straight into the biggest stories hitting the headlines right now. First up, we are tracking a major political firestorm in California, where the proposed Stop Nick Shirley Act is causing absolute chaos in the state legislature. Immigration advocates like Angelica Salas are pushing for this privacy bill to protect service workers from harassment, but critics including Assemblymember Carl DeMaio and conservative influencers like Nick Shirley are fighting back, claiming it is a direct assault on constitutional rights and journalistic transparency. The debate is heating up, and we have the full scoop on why this is dividing the state.
Looking for a fast-charging, ultra-responsive stylus for your iPad? Meet the 2X Fast Charge Active Stylus Pen, designed for 2018 to 2025 Apple iPads. Take your creativity and productivity to the next level. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
Next, you need to hear this urgent warning about your smartphone and how you might be handing your identity to criminals without even knowing it. Tech expert Alex Oberg is sounding the alarm on silent calls where scammers are using artificial intelligence to harvest your unique voice profile in mere seconds. With the FBI tracking nearly $1 billion in AI-related fraud, U.S. Senator Maggie Hassan is now pushing for federal investigations into how platforms handle these threats. So pay attention to how you answer your phone. We are also keeping a close eye on the devastation in the central United States after a massive, destructive tornado tore through the heart of Enid, Oklahoma. The National Weather Service issued a rare tornado emergency as the storm leveled parts of the city near Vance Air Force Base, forcing Sheriff Corey Rink and rescue teams to scramble for survivors through the night. Governor Kevin Stitt is now on the ground assessing the damage from this multi-day weather outbreak that is leaving communities from Oklahoma to Iowa picking up the pieces. Finally, we are looking at the shifting landscape of American politics as President Donald Trump faces his lowest approval ratings of his current term. New polling from the New York Times and NBC News shows a massive dip in support driven by economic anxiety, rising gas prices, and the ongoing conflict in Iran. As approval numbers tumble, the pressure is mounting on the administration with the upcoming midterms looming. Make sure you are in the know by hitting that like button, subscribing to the channel, and ringing the bell so you never miss an update. Imagine waking up to news that a total stranger showed up at your mother's house, looking for you. It's not just a security breach, it's a terrifying invasion of personal safety. That's exactly what Angelica Salas, a prominent immigration legal aid advocate, experienced firsthand. But now, her attempt to protect herself and her colleagues through a new California bill has ignited a massive political firestorm. Welcome to the heated debate over Assembly Bill 2624, or as critics have dubbed it, the Stop Nick Shirley Act. At its core, this bill aims to expand California's Safe at Home program, which allows vulnerable workers to hide their residential addresses from public databases. For nearly 30 years, this program has shielded victims of domestic violence, stalking, and sexual assault. Recently, it's even been extended to include reproductive and gender-affirming health workers. Proponents, like Assemblymember Mia Bonta, argue that in an era of rising threats and digital harassment, it's simply about safety. But the opposition sees it differently. Republican Assemblymember Carl DeMaio and other conservatives are calling foul, claiming this is a direct attack on transparency. They argue the bill is designed to shield organizations from public scrutiny, specifically targeting citizen journalists like social media influencer Nick Shirley. Shirley, known for his aggressive investigations into taxpayer-funded facilities, claims the bill is a blatant attempt to criminalize investigations into fraud. It's a classic clash of ideals, the right to individual privacy versus the right to hold institutions accountable. Is this a shield for those facing legitimate threats, or a sword meant to silence dissent? As the bill moves through the legislature, the tension is only rising, with both sides trading accusations of authoritarianism and cowardice. What do you think? Is privacy a fundamental right in this digital age, or does it open the door to unchecked corruption? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more deep dives into California politics. And remember, the line between public oversight and personal safety has never been blurrier. Ever picked up a call from an unknown number, said hello a few times, and hung up when you heard nothing but silence? Most of us have, but here is the terrifying truth. You might have just handed your identity to a criminal. We are living in a new era of cybercrime where your voice isn't just a way to talk, it is a biometric password. Recent reports indicate that these silent calls are actually calculated harvesting sessions. Scammers use AI to record the unique pitch, rhythm, and tone of your voice in just 15 seconds. That's all they need to create a digital clone. Think about that. Once they have your voice, they can bypass security systems, impersonate you to your bank, or even call your loved ones to run elaborate social engineering scams. Tech expert Alex Oberg warns that these criminals aren't just calling randomly. They are matching your phone number with your personal data to build a complete identity profile. The scale of this is massive, and frankly, it is getting worse. The FBI recently reported nearly $900 million in losses tied to AI-driven scams, and experts predict that number could balloon to $40 billion by 2027. Lawmakers like Senator Maggie Hassan are finally putting the pressure on tech companies and federal agencies to step up. But until the government fixes the systemic issues, you have to be your own first line of defense. The solution is simple but requires discipline. Stop answering calls from numbers you don't recognize. If it is important, they will leave a voicemail. If you do pick up and hear silence, don't say anything, just hang up immediately and block the number. It is a small change in habit, but it could save your identity and your life savings. We want to hear from you. What is the most convincing scam call you have ever received? Drop a comment below, share this video to warn your family, and hit that subscribe button for more essential updates on how to stay safe in the digital age. Stay vigilant, because in this game, silence really is golden. Imagine it's a quiet Thursday night, and suddenly the sky turns into a nightmare. That is exactly what played out in Enid, Oklahoma, as a massive, destructive tornado ripped through the city, forcing the National Weather Service to issue its most urgent warning: a tornado emergency. This isn't just your typical storm alert. It is a signal of immediate, life-threatening danger where complete destruction is not just possible, but expected. At 8:21 p.m., the ground began to shake as a large twister touched down right near Vance Air Force Base. For a city of 50,000 people, the following hours were a frantic scramble for safety. While the Weather Service warned that flying debris could be lethal, we are now getting a clearer picture of the aftermath. Sheriff Corey Rink confirmed that search and rescue teams hit the ground immediately to scour the hardest-hit zones. And here is the sliver of relief. While the destruction is significant, early reports suggest we are looking at roughly 10 to 11 minor injuries rather than the catastrophe many feared. But let's keep this in perspective. This wasn't an isolated event. This storm was part of a terrifying barrage of 17 reported tornadoes stretching from Oklahoma all the way up to Iowa. Governor Kevin Stitt has already reached out to local leaders, promising full state support as the community begins the long road to recovery. As we track this severe weather outbreak across the plains, it serves as a stark reminder of how quickly our lives can change when Mother Nature loses her temper. If you're in the path of these storms, please stay weather-aware and keep your alerts turned on. What are your thoughts on how we can better prepare for these increasingly volatile storm seasons? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to hit subscribe so you stay informed when the next update hits. Nature is unpredictable, but being prepared is the best defense we have. Is the Trump presidency hitting a critical tipping point? The numbers are in, and for those watching the polls, they paint a stark picture of a leader struggling to hold on to the public's confidence. According to the latest New York Times polling average, President Trump is staring down a 58% disapproval rating. To put that in perspective, we haven't seen numbers this grim since the volatile end of his first term, right around the time of the January 6 Capitol incident. With only 39% of the country currently giving him a thumbs up, it is clear that the political landscape is shifting beneath his feet. But why is this happening? It's a perfect storm of economic anxiety. With gas prices climbing and the looming uncertainty of the war in Iran, Voters are feeling the pinch. The latest AP NORC poll is particularly brutal, showing that only 30% of Americans approve of his handling of the economy. Even more telling, a staggering 72% of respondents feel like the country is on the wrong track. When you look at the cost of living, the numbers are even worse. A net approval rating of -53%. It seems that for the average American, the kitchen table issues are becoming impossible to ignore. Even his core support, which has historically been an ironclad fortress, is starting to show a few cracks. NBC News decision desk data reveals that while he still holds onto his base, there has been a noticeable softening. Republican approval has dipped to 83%, and the number of voters who strongly approve of his performance has dropped from 58% down to 52%. It's not a collapse, but it is a cooling effect that should signal a warning to the campaign. As Democrats sharpen their message, looking to turn the midterms into a referendum on this administration, one thing is certain: the climb back up is going to be steeper than ever. Are these numbers a temporary slump or a sign of an enduring trend? I want to hear your take. Drop a comment below and let me know if you think this is a turning point for the presidency. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the stories shaping our world. Remember, in politics, the only poll that truly matters is the one on election day.